Wendy Kimmel lives on Kells Bay Road just off of Limberlost near Huntsville. She, along with her neighbors, continue cleanup efforts after a tornado devastated the area on August 4th. Since the storm, Kimmel and her neighbors have seen an outpouring of support from the community. She says plans are in the works to show appreciation for all the help they've received during this ordeal.
What can we do next summer as an appreciation event? We're already talking about the legacy that we want to leave with our families, our neighbors, mementos from the big event. And I think that's an important part of the healing, is being able to reach out and say thank you. We'll invite everyone on the lakes and beyond.
To give a sense of what volunteers did for Kimmel and her neighbors, she took us on a tour to show some of the most affected areas at her cottage.
Off at the mouth. So we are at, if you will, the beginning of our driveway. From here to our back door was covered with trees, at least a story tall, trees on top of trees on top of trees. And starting on Saturday, the volunteers plus hydro plus fire were clearing the road further up. By Sunday, they were able to start coming in here, and this was all cleared by volunteers. From here, about 100 meters to our cottage, all volunteers, chainsaws, people pulling the brush. Hydro were restringing the lines at the same time. It was a little chaotic. So the trees really have been cut only to get vehicles uncovered or buildings uncovered. This is my car, it's a total. It had 2 large hemlocks. The frame is sprung. There's water under the front seat. To go down this side, you had to sneak down along the wall. There was a tree in here. You couldn't get out the back door. We've done some clearing, obviously, here. Our well is shattered, so we don't have drinking water still. So here's a huge root ball. So this was impassable. Some damage to the structure. There were 5 family members in the sauna when the tornado hit. After it was over, 3 of them went that way, up and over, scrambling. 2 went that way, up and over, scrambling. I was in the cottage, and my husband was next door.
Through the devastation since the tornado hit, Kimmel has been able to hold on to hope. Hope that came from a particular tree.
This is a yellow birch that looks virtually the same as it did 100 years ago when the cottage was built. The cottage was built 102 years ago. We have photos of the birch taken at the time that the cottage was built, and the birch really hasn't changed significantly in the last 100 years, and it survived. So it's going to be a bit of a symbol for the future going forward.
Cleanup work will continue for several weeks. If you want to get involved in the process, you can contact the Bella Rebecca Community Association at brca.on.ca.